Have you ever wondered why some people just glow? Not because of makeup. Not because of fancy skincare. But something deeper. A quiet softness in their eyes. A calm energy in the way they move. A kind of timelessness that makes you forget their actual age. Here's a surprising truth. Many Cancers, yes, those born under the moon's watchful light, carry that exact magic. And it's not luck. It's not coincidence. Today, I'm going to reveal why. This isn't just about outer beauty. It's about the emotional habits, the inner rituals, and the hidden psychological strengths that help Cancer age backwards. From their connection to the moon, to the way they handle emotions, and even how they protect their peace. Cancer's entire way of living holds lessons that might just change how you see yourself too. And here's the secret: anyone can learn from them. So, whether you're a Cancer, or you know someone who is, or you're just curious how to nurture your own timeless glow, this video is for you. Stay with me until the end, because the 18 secrets I'm about to share might surprise you. And maybe, they'll even help you feel a little younger too. If you enjoy deep stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Drop a like to support the video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Ready to begin? Let's dive in. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you allowed yourself to cry, without shame? When was the last time you let your heart feel, fully, without pushing it away or pretending everything was fine? For Cancer, this is not just a rare moment. It's a way of life. And it might be their greatest secret. You see, Cancer doesn't see emotional vulnerability as weakness. They see it as necessary. Like breathing. Like sleeping. Allowing emotions to rise and flow through them is not a failure. It's survival. It's healing. Every tear they shed is a release. Every quiet moment they spend with their feelings is a way to cleanse their heart from heaviness. Think about it. How often do we carry tension in our faces, just because we're holding back tears? How many wrinkles form, not from age, but from years of emotional suppression? Cancer knows that unexpressed feelings don't disappear. They sink deep. And over time, they change us. They harden us. They age us. That's why Cancer lets emotions move. Like ocean tides. Sometimes calm. Sometimes wild. But always flowing. And here's the lesson we can learn. Don't fight your feelings. Don't see tears as a sign of failure. They're your body's natural way of releasing what your mind can't hold forever. Let them cleanse you. Let them soften you. That softness is timeless. But there's more. Cancer also understands the hidden power of solitude. Not loneliness. Solitude. They know that stepping back from the noise of the world isn't isolation. It's restoration. Have you ever noticed how drained you feel after constant interaction? How your skin looks dull when your mind is overloaded? Cancer avoids this. Not by accident. But by instinct. They retreat when they need to. They protect their peace like a precious treasure. Picture this. A Cancer friend who says no to a party. Not because they're sad. But because they're wise enough to know their soul needs quiet. Time to breathe. Time to think. Time to feel. In that quiet, something beautiful happens. Stress fades. The mind slows. The heart rests. And the body follows. Their skin clears. Their eyes brighten. Their whole energy resets. This is a form of self-care many of us forget. We push through. We burn out. We age from the inside. But Cancer teaches us, sometimes the most powerful healing comes in silence. A walk alone. A quiet cup of tea. A journal late at night. Those are not luxuries. They are medicine. So, next time life feels heavy, remember Cancer's wisdom. Retreat. Breathe. Heal. You don't need to explain it to anyone. You don't owe the world your constant presence. You owe yourself peace. Another secret? Cancer lets emotions guide them. Not logic. Not overthinking. Intuition. Now, you might think intuition is just a gut feeling. But for Cancer, it's much deeper. It's their compass. Their inner voice. When faced with choices, Cancer doesn't always list pros and cons. They ask themselves, how does this feel? And that answer, more often than not, leads them to peace. Living intuitively protects them from exhaustion. Imagine forcing yourself into routines that don't fit your soul. The strict gym schedules. The restrictive diets. The corporate ladders that drain you. Many of us live like that. Cancer doesn't. They listen inward. If their body says rest, they rest. If their heart says leave, they leave. If their soul says slow down, they trust it. And guess what? That trust keeps them young. Because forcing yourself to live someone else's life is what ages you. Living in alignment keeps your spirit light. Cancer's face reflects this harmony. Their energy feels gentle, balanced, not rushed, not burned out. And the lesson here is simple, but life-changing. Stop fighting yourself. Listen. Trust. You know what you need more than any rulebook does. Your intuition is your roadmap to peace. And peace is your anti-aging secret. Now, there's one more thing you should know about Cancer. And it's something truly beautiful. They believe in emotional depth, not as a burden, but as a blessing. Most people fear feeling too much. We're told emotions are messy, complicated. Cancer sees it differently. They dive deep into their feelings, into life. They don't skim the surface of their experiences. They feel fully. They love deeply. They mourn honestly. They celebrate with their whole hearts. Have you ever watched a Cancer at a family dinner? Or curled up with a memory from childhood? They're not pretending. They're living that moment. Their emotions aren't weaknesses. They're doorways. Each feeling leads them to understanding themselves better. And that self-understanding keeps them grounded. Authentic, real. Think about the people you admire most. Is it their perfection or their realness that draws you in? Cancer glows with that realness. And that glow is what makes them timeless. So ask yourself, when was the last time you let yourself feel without limits? When did you last embrace your emotions as allies, not enemies? Maybe it's time to stop running from your heart. Maybe, like Cancer, it's time to listen to it. Because that's where your glow lives. Not on your skin. Not in your mirror. But deep inside. In your feelings. In your peace. In your quiet moments. In your intuitive wisdom. The beauty you're searching for might just be waiting within. Hidden in your softness. And Cancer? They've known that all along. Let me share something that might surprise you. Cancers don't see self-care as a luxury. For them, it's emotional hygiene. Just like brushing your teeth or washing your face, they treat rest, calm, and peace as daily needs. Not once in a while. Not only when burned out. But every single day. They create little rituals that help them slow down and come back to themselves. Maybe it's lighting a candle at night. Maybe it's drinking tea while sitting in silence. Maybe it's journaling when the world feels too heavy. These simple acts keep their inner world clean. Clear. Safe. Have you ever wondered why some people walk into a room and feel calm before they even speak? That's Cancer's gift. Their emotional rituals protect their energy. And when your energy feels safe, Your face softens. Your eyes brighten. Your presence glows without you even knowing it. That's not magic. That's maintenance. Emotional maintenance. And here's where it gets deeper. Cancer knows no one else will do it for them. No one else can. That's why they mother themselves. It sounds strange, doesn't it? But think about it. When life gets overwhelming, what do you usually do? Do you criticize yourself? Do you push harder? Cancer does the opposite. They pause. They wrap their inner child in comfort. They speak gently to themselves when life feels harsh. This emotional self-parenting is powerful. It heals old wounds. It creates softness where pain used to live. And over time, that healing shows. Not just inside, but outside. A heart that has forgiven itself shines in the eyes. A soul that knows it's loved, even by itself, glows in every expression. Cancer has learned, through pain, that no one else can give them the safety they crave. So they give it to themselves. And that choice, again and again, keeps them young. It's why they value solitude so much. They understand that time alone isn't loneliness. It's connection. Not with the outside world, but with the world inside. In solitude, they can hear themselves clearly. No noise. No pressure. Just truth. If you've ever felt exhausted after social events, you're not alone. Cancer feels it too. But instead of ignoring it, they honor it. They step back. They close the door. They let silence hold them until their energy returns. And when it does, they step back into the world softer. Kinder. Stronger. Their skin tells that story. Their calm energy speaks it. That's the healing power of solitude. Now let's talk about something even more personal. Emotional safety. Cancer protects it like treasure. They choose people who feel safe. Not the loudest. Not the most exciting. But those who make their nervous system relax. They avoid relationships that make them question their worth. They say no to conversations that feel like battles. They know their inner peace is fragile. And they guard it without apology. Think about your life. Who drains you? Who makes you doubt yourself? And who, simply by being near them, makes you feel safe? Cancer seeks the second type. They build their world around emotional safety. Not because they're weak, but because they're wise. Safety is what lets their soul expand. And when your soul feels safe, your body stops fighting. Your face stops tensing. Your whole energy rests. And that, over time, is what keeps you young. Not the creams. Not the diets. But the absence of constant inner war. What's even more powerful is how Cancer handles boundaries. Soft on the outside, maybe. But inside, their boundaries are steel. Not walls that keep people out, but doors they choose to open, or not. They decide who gets access to their emotional world. And when something feels wrong, when a conversation starts hurting instead of healing, Cancer walks away. Quietly. Without drama. They know that protecting their peace is not selfish. It's survival. And every time they choose that peace, they choose themselves. That decision reduces stress hormones. That decision protects their glow. Boundaries aren't rejection. Boundaries are a form of self-love. Cancer knows this deeply. And it's a wisdom we can all learn from. Ask yourself, where in your life are you letting chaos in? Where are you saying yes when your heart is begging you to say no? Like Cancer, you have the right to choose peace. And peace, my friend, is the real beauty secret. But Cancer's way of relating to others isn't only about protection. It's also about honesty. Emotional honesty. They don't play games. They don't pretend to feel fine when they're not. They share their truth softly, gently, but clearly. With Cancer, what you see is real. Their friendships are not built on masks. Their love is not covered by walls. They let people see their heart. And this vulnerability draws others in. Emotional honesty creates deep, safe connections. And when you feel safe to be yourself, your whole body relaxes. Your spirit breathes. You age more slowly. Not from fear, but from living in truth. Have you noticed that people who are constantly performing, constantly pretending, often seem tired? That exhaustion shows on their face, in their voice. Cancer doesn't carry that. They've let go of the exhausting task of pretending. And that surrender keeps them light. But their magic doesn't stop there. Cancer finds joy in the smallest moments. A soft blanket on a rainy day. A childhood memory that makes them smile. The smell of fresh coffee in the morning. They find beauty where others don't look. And that quiet joy nourishes them from within. This ability to slow down and savor life's simple pleasures is more than a personality trait. It's a survival strategy. It reminds their soul that life is still beautiful, even when hard. It teaches their nervous system to relax. It makes their mind grateful. And grateful hearts glow differently. Their skin softens. Their eyes brighten. Because their spirit is fed. And perhaps this is the deepest secret of all. Cancer romanticizes life, not through grand gestures, but through small, intentional moments. Where others rush, they pause. Where others overlook, they notice. And that awareness, that gentle wonder, keeps them connected to their inner child. To their sense of awe. And when your heart carries awe, your body carries lightness. That is why Cancer feels timeless. But don't think for a second that this journey is easy for them. Behind their glow, behind their softness, is a lifetime of choosing vulnerability over walls. Choosing solitude over noise. Choosing emotional truth over performance. Choosing peace over chaos. And that is not weakness. That is mastery. What comes next in this journey will reveal the most profound and, perhaps, most controversial truths of all. The final insights about Cancer may challenge everything you believe about emotional strength and beauty. So, stay with me. You won't want to miss what's coming. Cancer's connection to the moon isn't just a poetic idea. It's real. It shapes how they feel, how they think, how they live every single day. Just like the moon moves through its phases, waxing and waning, Cancer flows through their own emotional cycles. And here's what's beautiful: they don't fight it. They don't resist change. They understand that emotions are not constant. Energy rises and falls. Motivation comes and goes. Happiness is a wave, not a finish line. And because they accept this natural rhythm, they live in harmony with themselves. While many people panic when their mood drops or when they feel lost, Cancer trusts the cycle. They know that every dark moment is followed by light. Every inner winter eventually brings spring. That deep trust allows their nervous system to relax even when life feels uncertain. And that inner peace, that quiet acceptance, protects their youthfulness in ways most people can't even imagine. Imagine what it would feel like to stop fearing your emotions. To stop judging your sadness. To stop seeing rest as failure. That's the Cancer way. They flow. They adapt. They let life move through them like water. And in doing so, they stay soft, calm, radiant. But there's another secret to their emotional balance. Cancer uses creativity not as a hobby, but as healing. When their emotions get too big, they don't bottle them up. They express them. Sometimes it's through writing. Sometimes it's painting, or music, or even cooking. Creativity becomes a safe space where they can release what words cannot say. Think about your own life. How often do you feel overwhelmed and just push those feelings down? Cancer doesn't. They transform those feelings, turning pain into poetry, turning sadness into a song, turning confusion into a painting. This isn't about being an artist. It's about survival. It's about honoring what's inside you, expressing it in a form that lets your soul breathe. Every time Cancer chooses expression over suppression, they protect themselves from emotional stagnation. And that stagnation is what ages us. Not time. Not years. But emotions trapped inside, turning into stress, tension, and inner heaviness. Expression is freedom. And freedom is life. Another lesson we can learn from Cancer is their deep trust in their own intuitive decisions. While many people second-guess themselves, replaying choices in their minds, Cancer listens inward. When their heart says stop, they stop. When their body whispers rest, they rest. They don't need endless outside opinions to feel safe in their choices. They value advice, yes. But at the end of the day, they follow their inner compass. And here's the interesting part, this intuitive way of living reduces decision fatigue. While others exhaust themselves overthinking every small choice, Cancer conserves their energy. Their mind stays clearer. Their body stays calmer. And over time, this preservation of inner energy supports their vitality. Imagine trusting yourself so deeply that you no longer exhaust your mind doubting every step. Imagine the peace that brings. Cancer knows that peace well. And that peace is visible. In their voice. In their skin. In their presence. But maybe the most tender secret of all is how Cancer sees nostalgia. For them, memories are not just stories from the past. They're emotional anchors. A favorite childhood song. An old photo of their family. The smell of their grandmother's cooking. These memories are not things they cling to out of sadness. They're sources of strength. When life feels chaotic, Cancer looks back, not to escape the present, but to remember who they are. They reconnect with their emotional roots. The people. The places, the moments that built them. This connection grounds them. It reminds them that life, even with its struggles, holds beauty. And that memory is power. Nostalgia becomes a quiet sanctuary. A way to soothe their soul. To calm their heart. And every time they visit that sanctuary, their nervous system softens. Their stress fades. Their body heals. Memory, for Cancer, is not living in the past. It's carrying the warmth of the past into the present moment. And perhaps that's the lesson we all need. Instead of seeing nostalgia as weakness, what if we saw it as nourishment? What if remembering your happiest moments could actually heal you? Calm you? Make you feel whole again? Cancer shows us that it can. They carry their memories not as chains, but as gentle lanterns lighting their path forward. And that emotional warmth glows through their skin, their smile, their entire energy. The more you understand Cancer's way of living, the more you realize that their youthful glow has nothing to do with age. It's about how they treat their emotions. How they trust themselves. How they protect their peace. How they honor the beauty of their own story. But the final truths we're about to explore will take everything you've learned so far and push it even deeper. Because the last 3 secrets are not just beautiful. They're powerful. Profound. And, for some, even a little controversial. Stay with me. What's coming next might change how you see emotional strength forever. There's something quiet, yet powerful, about the way Cancer chooses their people. Not the loudest people. Not the most exciting ones. But the ones who feel like home. That's the key word for Cancer. Home. And home, for them, isn't a place. It's a feeling. It's safety. It's emotional warmth. And in a world where many chase attention, Cancer chases connection. Real, honest connection. They stay close to those who see them. Not the surface version of them, but the real soul inside. Family, whether by blood or by heart, becomes their emotional anchor. Being near people who understand them without explanation gives their nervous system the space to rest. And that rest, that deep safety, reflects directly on their body. Their skin looks calmer. Their energy feels softer. Their voice carries warmth. Have you ever noticed how drained you feel after spending time with people who expect you to be someone you're not? Cancer knows that feeling too. But unlike many, they choose differently. They protect their emotional energy fiercely. Because they understand this, who you surround yourself with shapes how your heart feels. And how your heart feels shapes how you carry yourself every day. By staying close to emotional family, whether it's siblings, parents, best friends, or even pets, Cancer protects their peace. They receive the gentle emotional nourishment they need. And that nourishment is visible. Not just in their mood, but in their glow. But here's the secret many miss. Cancer doesn't fear solitude. In fact, they cherish it. They know that true healing doesn't always come from being around others. Sometimes, it comes from sitting quietly with yourself. Alone. Not scrolling. Not performing. Just being. Just breathing. Just listening to their own inner voice. For Cancer, solitude isn't punishment. It's sanctuary. It's a chance to hear their thoughts without interruption. A moment to process emotions that the busy world keeps pushing down. A soft space where they can stop pretending, stop explaining, and simply exist. And it's in those moments of stillness that something incredible happens. Their energy resets. Their stress fades. Their face relaxes. Their body lets go of tension they didn't even know they were carrying. And this isn't a coincidence. It's emotional science. The nervous system needs stillness to heal. The mind needs silence to recover. The soul needs space to breathe. Cancer understands this at their core. That's why their time alone is non-negotiable. It's how they protect their spirit. It's how they preserve their emotional youth. Now let's go even deeper. One of Cancer's most misunderstood traits is how deeply they feel. Every emotion. Every moment. Every connection. It all runs deep for them. And some might say, feeling that much must be exhausting. And yes, sometimes it is. But Cancer doesn't see it as a weakness. Feeling deeply allows them to experience life in full color. They don't skim the surface of their own lives. They dive into every moment with their whole heart. They let joy overwhelm them. They let sadness teach them. They let love change them. And because they live this way, their spirit stays alive. Their energy stays rich. Their presence feels real. And that realness is magnetic. Have you ever met someone who makes you feel like you can be yourself? Like your feelings matter? Cancer holds that space for others, because they've held it for themselves first. Their empathy, their kindness, their quiet strength, it's not forced. It's not fake. It's the natural result of a soul that feels everything, and still chooses softness. And here's something most people don't realize. When you honor your emotions instead of suppressing them, you avoid the damage that buried pain can cause. Unfelt grief doesn't disappear. Ignored sadness doesn't fade. Suppressed joy turns into numbness. Over time, that emotional weight shows in the body. It shows in the eyes. In the voice. In the posture. It ages you from the inside. Cancer avoids that by feeling it all. By processing. Not hiding. By embracing, not denying. Their emotions become their medicine. Their feelings, their fountain of youth. But there's one more choice they make that many people misunderstand. Cancer avoids drama. Not because they're scared. Not because they're weak. but because they're wise. They know that drama is a thief. It steals peace. It steals energy. It drains the soul. And Cancer doesn't have time for that. When conflict arises, they choose distance over confrontation. When gossip fills the room, they choose silence over participation. When relationships turn toxic, they choose to let go instead of fighting to stay. This isn't running away. This is protecting their peace. It's choosing emotional survival. And it's why, when others are caught in chaos, Cancer feels like calm water. They don't engage because they know the price. And that decision, again and again, protects their nervous system. It protects their heart. It protects their emotional glow. Imagine what your life would feel like if you chose peace over drama. If you said no to conversations that drained you. If you let go of people who fed off your emotional energy. Like Cancer, you'd feel lighter, calmer, healthier, younger. Not because of a cream or a routine, but because your soul wouldn't be exhausted. Cancer teaches us that drama ages the spirit, and peace preserves it. Their journey isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. And in a world that pressures you to perform, Cancer whispers a different message. Feel deeply. Rest often. Trust yourself. Protect your peace. Choose love. And let your glow come from within. But the most powerful truths are still waiting. The final 3 insights about Cancer will reveal their emotional superpower, and why their gentle heart might just be the strongest force of all. Stay with me, because what's coming next might change how you define beauty forever. There's something special about Cancer's eyes. Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and felt like they carried stories you couldn't explain? That's what it's like when you look at Cancer. Their eyes are soft, gentle, but not empty. They've seen sadness. They've known heartbreak. They've carried deep emotions over and over again. And yet, they choose softness. That choice is what makes their gaze timeless. While others let pain harden them, Cancer lets pain teach them. Their eyes don't close to protect themselves. Their eyes open, wider, softer, braver. That kind of gentleness doesn't fade. It deepens. You can see it when they listen without judgment. When they smile without reason. When they comfort without needing words. Their eyes become a mirror of their soul. Vulnerable. Real. Compassionate. And in a world where so many hide behind masks, that kind of gaze becomes unforgettable. It's why people feel safe near Cancer, even without understanding why. Their eyes whisper, "You're allowed to be human here." And that permission is healing. That permission is rare. But it's not just softness. There's strength in their empathy. Cancer doesn't just feel for others. They feel with them. They absorb emotions like water absorbs light. But they've learned how to carry that empathy without drowning in it. They listen without fixing. They hold space without taking on what's not theirs. And that balance is wisdom. Because empathy without boundaries is exhaustion. But empathy with wisdom is healing. Every time Cancer chooses to open their heart, to understand another person's pain without losing themselves, they build emotional resilience. They protect their peace, yet offer their warmth. And over time, that emotional clarity reflects outward. In their calm presence. In their relaxed voice. In the ease people feel around them. Empathy isn't a weakness that drains them. It's a source of quiet strength. It's what lets them connect deeply, yet stay grounded. Love others, yet love themselves too. And this emotional mastery is the secret that many miss. The reason Cancer feels ageless isn't just their soft skin or calm aura. It's their ability to live open-hearted without breaking. They don't close themselves to protect their glow. They keep their hearts open, and that openness becomes their glow. And finally, Cancer carries one truth most people never realize. They are moon children. Not just by birth, but by soul. They live under the rhythm of the moon. Soft cycles. Emotional tides. Constant renewal. Have you ever noticed how moonlight feels? It doesn't glare. It doesn't blind. It soothes. It calms. It's gentle light in the darkness. That's exactly what Cancer embodies. They don't shine like the sun. They glow like the moon. Quiet. Subtle. But constant. And that glow doesn't fade with age. It deepens with time. Being a moon child means accepting change is natural. It means flowing with life instead of resisting it. It means trusting your inner phases, knowing that even your darkest nights are preparing you for new light. And because Cancer lives this way, they are always renewing. Always softening. Always glowing from within. While others chase youth in the mirror, Cancer carries it in their soul. They glow not because they fight time, but because they flow with it. And maybe that's the most beautiful secret of all. So if you've seen yourself in Cancer's story, if you've felt that quiet strength, if you've carried emotions you thought were too much, know this. Your softness isn't a weakness. Your feelings aren't flaws. Your sensitivity is your superpower. Let yourself feel. Let yourself rest. Let yourself trust your quiet voice. Protect your peace. Open your heart. And when life feels too heavy, look up at the moon. Remind yourself, change is natural. Healing is cyclical. And your glow lives within you. If you felt connected to this message, I invite you to subscribe. Not just for more zodiac stories, but for deeper conversations. Conversations that remind you how beautiful it is to feel, to love, to heal. Leave me a comment. Share your thoughts. Tell me, do you see yourself in this journey? And if you know someone who needs to hear this, someone who's forgotten how special their softness is, please share this video with them. Because the world doesn't need more perfection. It needs more realness. More kindness. More moonlight. And trust me, there's so much more waiting for you in the next videos. Stories to soothe your soul. Insights to help you heal. And quiet reminders that your emotions are your power. I'll see you soon.